Hey guys, Josh Pomerlow here with the Pomerlow team, joined by Brian McWhite, listing domination expert. Is that not good?
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, great.
We're going to talk business card.
We're going to talk today about what are the 4 things that are getting in the way of a mega agent or wanting to become, a mega agent.
Right. The first one is the most obvious one that everyone knows who has read Millionaire Real Estate Agent, but no one does. And it's lead listings, or it's lead generation. How hard are you going to hit the gas pedal on lead generation? Are you really going to do the 2, 3, 4 hours a day of lead generation that it takes to become a mega agent, or are you just going to say that that's what you're going to do and only maybe do a half an hour 3 days a week?
Right. I mean, I think people let things get in the way. I mean,
it's so easy to let things get in the way.
It is. It's so easy. I've been doing classes for years, and we always get to a place, there's almost always a question that gets in there that says, well, what do you do when someone needs to sign something at this time, and you're saying, no, that's my time. And exactly. I think it just depends on how desperate you are to say, I'm going to do lead generation.
And how willing you are to time block and to say no to the things that come onto your plate that don't need your urgent attention. A big piece of that is email discipline. Just having your times when you answer email, having your times when you answer voicemail, and keeping those lead generation blocks as sacred.
Yeah, it will get messy, and that's one thing I always say to myself is like, perfection is the enemy of profitability, because you will never have a big business, you'll never be part of something big that isn't messy. Mm-hmm. It always is the case, because the lead generation, the foot on the pedal is always just going to create just havoc all around you, and people are going to be just blown away with all the things that are coming in. Now, I think then the goal of the business at that point is you jump forward. It gets messy, you restabilize, you build that circle, and the circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you solidify that circle every step you go forward.
That's right.
But there's going to be nothing you're going to do to not make it messy. And if you're not messy, then you're not growing fast enough, most likely.
And there will be messiness both in your business and with individual clients now and again. You're going to have that client who demands a response an hour after or 5 minutes after they call, and you have to be willing to remember that it's not about that one client, it's about the overall business plan, and lead generation can't get sacrificed.
And the interesting part, what I have found with that too, is that if you're doing the right thing every single day and you're doing a great job and the business is growing, and then you have people to help you fix that, people are going to start bending to to your will. If I don't know another way to say it, but they're going to start bending to just not putting the stake in the ground and not letting up on that, because
they're going to trust that you know what you're doing.
Right, exactly.
Your reputation's developed.
Right, and all of a sudden you start saying, I closed 100 transactions and 200 transactions. People are going, oh, he must. They're going to be willing to wait because you've proven that you can do it.
Right. Third thing is, how willing are you to never work with a buyer again, starting today? Now, that was a big one for you, right?
Yeah.
Where you absolutely put it down. You were never going to work with a buyer again. How hard was that for you?
And just to flip that question on you, even from the very beginning, you said I'm not going to work with buyers because you knew how important listings were. I just knew that I would never be able to work with someone like a Brian. I'd never be able to work with a Nate and an Andy, at least for a long period of time, if we didn't get that down. Right. I really brought myself to that thought that, yes, I might sacrifice 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 of GCI of gross income now, right? Obviously what the goal is to make that a bigger number that we're going to get later. But it just came to the thought that we weren't going to be able to have awesome people here. We wouldn't be even doing these videos today if we didn't just say, screw it. We're going for it,
And just to be clear, I've never worked with a buyer, and you should know that there was a time when Josh was saying no to all buyers before he had a buyer's agent to work for, to kick the leads over. Now we've got 5, 6 buyer's agents to take those leads, but there was a time when Josh was saying no to all buyers, even though they were just they weren't working with our team at all.
Yeah, and that felt really weird. There's a lot of things as an entrepreneur that you have to make decisions on, or you have to make stands on. You don't know if it's going to work until later. Looking back at it now, no brainer. When I'm in classes and I'm talking with agents, it feels a little uncomfortable saying that, because I don't want someone's business to go down.
Sure.
Just because they said no to 5 buyers that would have saved them that month.
Right.
But I mean, of course, everything was calculated. We knew we were getting more listings. We had a stable of listings of, I think that year we did like 5-6 buyer transactions and we did 50 to 60 listings. So I knew the listings were coming.
Right.
I didn't just say no more buyers and then just did listings and hoped listings came. It was because we were having more and more listings. And I had to make the decision, do I do 1 buyer and sacrifice 4 listings? And I knew that was the equation I was making. So last, number 4, not making a stand with every hire. I think that's another thing that's really hard because it's so convenient. Well, okay, say you did say I'm going for listings and I'm not stopping, right? Mm-hmm. We're on pace to get 70 listings. And then your friend's sister has always wanted to do something in real estate and they want to help you out with some of your listing or some of your transactions, some of your admin. Right. I mean, what do you say to that?
Yeah, you only hire the best person and the right person. It can't be a merely relational thing. Now our team is very relational. We use the word family a lot, but it has to be the right person. And this, a lot of agents struggle with this piece because again, hiring the right person is really time consuming.
Full-time job.
It's really a full-time
I mean,
job.
if you got the business side down, and that took you 5 years, maybe and that was fast 5 years. That's how long it takes you to get to the other side of the business.
How many people would you say that we interview before we make a hire?
We go through hundreds of resumes, and then Sarah and the admin team, they'll go through another 80 plus phone calls. And then some hires, it's been 200, 300 phone calls before, so phone interviews, and then another, couple dozen in-persons at least.
And maybe early on, you don't have time to do that kind of in-depth interviewing. I mean, we
that'd be
did
tough.
almost from the start. But at the very least, you have to be willing to hire a really good person. And then if you need to at some point, train them into becoming a great person or let them go so that you can hire a great person at that spot.
If you make that stand and you get the one person that is going to change the business, they're going to take the car and drive it that much for you. I always look at it like, taking the ball. I mean, they're going to take the ball, into the end zone and they're going to take it down the field. And versus when you find if you have the wrong person, you're going to just be getting back and back and back. Right. So the right person is going to jump your business forward. A lot of times you won't know if they're the right person, maybe for 100 to 200 days. But if they're not, I would say sacrifice now. So just like when you say no to buyers now, it's because you're going to get more listings, which is going to double the business a lot faster. It's the same with the right hire. The right hire is going to completely change.
Just to
your
stick
life.
with the football analogy, you can have Teddy Bridgewater. You can love him, but if
great,
Aaron
here we
Rodgers
go.
comes available, you have to take it.
Great. I knew that was coming, Packer guy. Thanks for joining us. But, like what we said this in other videos, the reason why we're doing this is so that we can help you become part of the future, which we believe real estate teams are it.
Absolutely.
So come and join us on that journey.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.